Hi, this is Rob Hudson again at Fitness by Design. We're going to take you through some of our mobility and strength exercises with body weight only. Okay, we're doing a hip raise. You can see that the heels are fairly close to the hips. She elevates her hips, she squeezes the hamstring and glutes tight, and then she lowers the hips back down to the mat. When you raise your hips up at the top, probably squeeze it 2 or 3 seconds before you return back down. Okay, the second exercise, we're going to do a single leg hamstring exercise. This is a dynamic stretch. So both legs are straight. We focus on one leg at a time, and she's basically straightening the leg as far as her hamstring allows her to bring it back toward her face. And I would do 10 repetitions on the right leg, and then I'd go to the left leg and do 10 repetitions on the left leg. So you're just laying flat on your back. One leg stays down on the ground tight while the other leg rotates from the hip straight back toward the face. Okay. Next thing, we're going to go to single leg lateral leg lowering. On this one, you bring one leg straight up over the foot over the hip, and you're going to lower the leg laterally, trying to keep the foot to the side of the hip, and you're going to roll over onto the other hip. So she's lowering the right leg across her body. Okay, so I would do about, again, you can do about 10 repetitions where you just move very smooth, slow, controlled, and you'll do both sides. So single leg lateral leg lowering. This is a really good stretch for your low back. You're going to feel it through your hips and probably through your thigh also. Okay, that's good. Lisa, go ahead and get up on all fours and let's demonstrate a bird dog. On a bird dog, you want to position your knees directly underneath your hips, and then you want to have your wrists and your elbows straight below your shoulders. Okay, what you're going to do is simultaneously raise up your arm and leg, and you're going to hold it there for a couple seconds and then lower it back down, and then you're going to alternate between sides. On this one, when you raise up, I'd squeeze it for 1, 2, 3, then let it down. Again, other side. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's your bird dog. I'd end up doing about 5 reps per side, so it's a total of 10 repetitions. Okay. Okay, on this segment, we're going to come up to your feet. Some of these are a little more dynamic. Lisa's going to demonstrate just a lateral side-to-side hop. So you're just light on your feet. You're just hopping side to side. You don't have to hop a wide distance apart. You're just moving a few inches laterally. And we usually do about 20 of those. Okay, that's good. And then from there, let's go to a body weight squat. Okay, so she's got her feet separated apart, and she's setting her hips down. So on this one, the cues that I use are chest up and out. You don't let your chest fall when you sit down. Your chest out, butt out. And you allow your hips to sit down fully. One thing I will tell you is that your knees, you don't want to let your knees bow in. Keep your knees held out as you squat up and down. Okay, that's good. All right, now let's do an upper body arm activation only. So on this one, we're going to do, basically you're just running with your arms. You can see that she's rotating at the shoulder. And we usually do 20 reps. So each time you move your arm, that's 1 rep. Okay, stop. You take a little breather, and then you go to a speed skater. So the arm action looks a little bit different. Yeah, you're just rotating more backward, and you're doing a little bit of a rotation across the shoulder. Okay, that's good. We usually do 20 of those. And then this next one's going to simulate cross-country ski. We've got the arm, one arm extends up fully as the other one extends back fully. And it's just rhythmic. You can kind of pulse up and down with your hips and your thighs. 20 times. That's good. Okay. Let's do a single leg balance posture. Okay, on this one, you're going to hinge at the hip. You're going to keep your spine long and straight, and you're going to arch, staying on balance. Okay, just hold that posture. And we usually hold that. We try to work up to about 30 seconds and then stand back up. And then we'll switch legs and do the other side. Okay, so single leg hinge. We're hinging at the hips, keeping the spine long and flat. So we're not letting the shoulders fall. We're keeping the shoulders pulled back. So this is really good. It works strength in the leg that you're standing on, and it works strength through the back side of the body because that's arched and contracted, and it works balance. Okay, Lisa, that's good. Okay. All right. Next is just a lunge where you step forward and then you step back. So this is just a lunging motion where you take a big step forward and you drop your hips down slowly. You lower them down. You won't drop, but you control the descent. You're rotating from your hip and your knee, and this really works your legs and your hips. Okay? You do, you might do 5 to 10 per leg. She's demonstrating it where she's doing one side at a time. You can also do it where you alternate. But I would do about 5 to 10 reps. It's a really good lower body strengthener. Okay, we're going to demonstrate some different variations on push-ups, starting with the easiest version first. This one's where you're you're standing up, leaning into the wall. And you can see Lisa's hands. They're spread, fingers are spread wide. She's got good even contact on the bottom of her hands. She's got good pressure. So what she's going to do is bend her elbows and lean toward the wall. And she's going to push off of her hands. So you're going to feel this through your upper body, primarily through your shoulders, your chest, and even the back of your arms are getting a good workout on this one. So that's level 1 push-up. And you could start with just a few and then, try to build up to where you can do some. All right, we're going to demonstrate a push-up from the knees, but I want to show you something before we start. Go ahead, Lisa, and get in a plank position. Make sure your shoulders are over the top of your wrist, that your shoulders are not behind your wrist. Okay, so in order to get in the correct body alignment, I've got her in a plank, just a regular plank. And this is a good strengthening exercise right here without any movement, just holding posture. So she's going to drop her knee straight down. And you can see the angle from her knee all the way up to her shoulder. There's a long straight line. She wants to maintain that. And she's going to lower toward the floor, bending the elbows. Yep, and then pushing up. Now, the range of motion, depending on your strength, it's hard to go down low here. Some of you may not have the strength to do that. So over time, I'd like to see you get that range of motion like she just did, where her whole underneath part of her body was going down close to the ground. But some of you may have to shorten the range just because that's where you're at the moment. But over time, try to work on building that range of motion. And again, you can start with a few reps, and over time, try to build up to where you can do a good number. That's good. Now, let's go ahead and go to the more advanced version off the toes and a full layout push-up. Keep the elbows tucked in, close to the sides. Back flat, good. Yeah, this one is going to really challenge people a lot. This one has got a lot of resistance when you're using your body weight. So this is the most advanced version. Okay, the next segment here, we're going to show you a couple things that's going to help you work through your midsection. The most important thing when we're working the midsection is that the lower back, when you're lying flat like Lisa is right now, there's probably an arch in her back. What I want Lisa to do when she does the exercise is to force her low back to push into the mat. Okay, so she's going to raise up. Her shoulder blades are coming off the mat. Her low back is engaged into the mat real deeply. Now, Lisa, raise up a little higher. Now, bend your knees and straighten your legs out. Now, right now, what she needs to do is keep her low back against the ground and not let it arch up, and reach her fingertips higher and higher and keep her legs stiff and straight. Now, this is harder than it looks to be able to keep your low back down. So if you can't keep the low back down, you need to stop and rest. Okay, let it down. Okay, that's a really good exercise to strengthen through the middle of your body, through your abdominal wall. Okay, let's demonstrate a basic plank with the elbows underneath the shoulders. Feet together. So feet together, you can see her back looks like a tabletop. One thing I'll tell you will help you hold longer in this position. We'll usually work up to a minute on this, but you can always start just at 10 seconds. So the elbows are positioned directly to the shoulders, feet are together. If you will concentrate when you're in this position try to squeeze your thighs together real tight, and your hips and your gluteal muscles, your butt muscles, squeeze them tight and tense them. It'll give you more strength to hold the position longer. So anyway, you can do anything from 10 seconds and work up all the way to a minute. Okay, that's good.